Hello, retro fans! While I was basically in the middle of something completely different, I came across a new, let's say, release of Access, and that's basically a preview of a forthcoming golf game. And the interesting thing is that this reminds me a lot of Links I've played on the PC about 20, 25, 30 years ago. I can't even remember when it was. And I was really impressed about the gameplay and the graphics. And since I'm basically in the middle of packing everything into boxes, since I'm going to move because I'm going to start a new job next week. And as you can see, shelves are empty, synths are almost gone, and there are already a couple of boxes on the other side of this room. And today's mission is going to get my desk completely packed into boxes, and then I'm going to move with the help of friends, fortunately, to my new, let's say, commute flat, and I will set up my, let's say, retro slash music slash YouTube studio over there. And fortunately, this is a chance to have much more space than what I have here right now. But I guess it will take a couple of days, if not weeks, until I have moved everything, until I have collected all the stuff I need over there, until I have assembled all the furniture I'm going to need. And since I'm living in Germany, and Germany is well known for its high technology things like internet and all that stuff, it will take probably a couple of weeks, hopefully not months, until I get a working internet connection over there, since this is a very, very strange thing here in Germany. And well, hopefully it is working better than expected, and therefore it could be that I will be offline, away from keyboard, for a couple of days, weeks, something like this. And don't be afraid. That's something I have, well, more or less control over it, but it's not that I'm going to disappear again. Well, at least that's the plan. But enough for this chit chat. Let's move on to the main topic of this video, which is basically, about my commute and about my break, but I have prepared something else in order to make it a little bit more appealing. So, and well, let's move on to the game itself. I mean, playing golf on the C64 is not a very new thing, but the most impressive part about this preview is that it really comes with a lot of nice graphics, nice animations, and the surprising thing at the very beginning was, I'm going to show you this right now. Let's just check. The wind is coming from the right, at least a bit. Let's create a small set off here, and then, oh, that's not so good. I hit the tree. Yeah, going fishing. So it's probably going to be a little bit more challenging, these conditions here. Oh, I erased it. I just struggle to adapt to the timing. Since I've played this not with OBS the last time, and now I just have to adapt to the small delay OBS is adding to the game. So let's hope it is working better right now. Yeah. And we make it to the other side of the water. Yeah, did so. Fortunately, we are not on the fairway, but let's see if we can make it a bit farther. Ooh, that was close. Stopped by the rough on the other side. And you may have recognized that the graphics are switching between the different positions in a blink of an eye. And this is basically not because of this game. This is because of the Ultimate 64 running in turbo mode. And I just discovered this more, like, let's say, accidentally, because I did some other turbo testings on the Ultimate 64 with the newest firmware and forgot to switch it off. And then while I was basically in the middle of something completely different, I was working with Aldi sits and real sits and FPGA and ARM sits. I came across this new release of Access and thought, well, golf, yeah. Even if I'm horrible at playing golf, I really like to play golf on different virtual, let's say, virtual golf on different systems. Like the C64, like the NES, like the Nintendo Wii, for example. And well, I loaded the game and started to play, and I really was blown away by this quick graphics drawing on the screen. And then suddenly it came to my mind, well, yeah, that's basically the turbo we are going to see here right now. And if we jump into the turbo mode, you can see it's set to 48 megahertz, and we can set it to 1 megahertz, and then we're going to see how this is going to look like on a real C64. I think it is still acceptable, but I'm not going to spoil that much. Let's see if we can make it to the green now. Not pushing too hard, perhaps. Too late. Oh, went to the next rough. No. And here you can see it takes indeed a little bit longer, but I think it is still acceptable. It is still amazingly fast. And as you can see, we have some background animations, we have player animations, and if we close to water, we have some kind of blistering lights on the water, and therefore there are a lot of interesting effects in the game. And in the main menu, you can pick different locations. I haven't recognized a real difference in graphics, so I'm not sure whether this is related that this is just a preview, or whether this is perhaps more about the layout of the golf course, but they look pretty similar to me as well. So that's probably something that's going to be changed anytime soon. And the gameplay is really fantastic. So it is really doable to make very precise shots. As you can see, the distance was the 26 yards, and we did 25 yards, so we are pretty close to the hole right now. And you have your different golf clubs, and you can really work with the wind. You can add some screw to the ball and all that kind of things. And as you can see, the player is looking at the ball and at the hole, so it feels very animated and very live. And let's see if we can get this into the hole right now. So it tends to be a little bit to the right side, I guess, and 70 feet max range and 6 feet we have to cross, so it's not that much going to need. Perhaps a bit too much, yeah, indeed. So as usual, it's all about timing, and it takes indeed some practice until you have figured out how much force you're going to need to push the ball a certain distance. Yeah, missed it, but I think now we are very close. Hopefully we're going to finish this right now. Indeed. So it's actually it's a disk release, but I have reinstalled JiffyDOS on the Ultimate 64, and the loading time is really fast. It's very acceptable. So let's switch back to the turbo mode. So even at 10 megahertz, it is already very fast. So I think on the Super CPU or on the Turbo Chameleon, it is going to run very well as well. And let's see how it performs on 10 megahertz. Now we got some trees in the middle here, so we have to bridge a certain distance. So the hole is about 160 yards away. So we have to pay attention that we do not overshoot. Switch to a different clap now. I think this looks quite okay. We have a bit more wind. Oh. So even with 10 megahertz, it is really very fast. And now I have to face the challenge with this tree. Well, let's see what's going to happen. Oh, not that, not a very interesting distance, but let's try the other side. Well, we made it to the fairway, and there are just 49 yards to cross now, and we have wind from behind. So I shouldn't push that hard. Oh, bit. Oh, too far. Well, oh, too early. Going to miss it. Yeah. So, oh, that's quite a distance. Let's see. Oh, almost. Was a bit too fast. I jumped over the hole. So 5 feet. So. Ah, too fast again. 10 feet, making some distance. Oh, too short. But I think now we're going to make it, hopefully. Yes. Well, as you can see, I'm using an NES-like controller. It's a wireless controller, and this is connected to the Nunchuck 64, a project I have covered in previous videos already. And it feels quite comfortable for me, since I'm, well, kind of fell in love with the NES, and I'm playing NES games every now and then, and so I got really used to this controller, and so I'm really happy that this Nunchuck 64 project exists, and this makes it very comfortable to use controllers like this. So that's basically enough for this episode. I'm not going to play through all of the 18 holes. I think there are just 9 holes, because the game crashed after while trying to load the 10th hole. So that's basically the preview. I have no idea. I'm really looking forward to the final version, and perhaps it's a wish. It is coming as a cartridge release, or maybe those Access guys are creating a kind of cartridge release out of it, so that we can flash it to the Kung Fu cartridge or to any other Easy Flash whatever cartridge. That would be very nice. But as I said, the loading time is really fast if you use some fast loader, and therefore it is not going to be a problem if this remains as a disc release. So, as I said, it will take probably a couple of days or weeks until I'm able to upload the next video, and I really have to check what's going to be the speed of the internet connection in this commute flat. So if I'm going to be able to stream live or not, this really depends on this connection. And well, now it's about time to fill more boxes and get out of this room, since we have to move. So thanks as usual for watching. I'm looking forward to your comments, and if you have any questions, whatever, feel free to ask, and then hopefully see you very soon for the next episode. Bye bye.